Owen John. Terry Scott was an English actor and comedian who appeared in 7 Carry On films. He also appeared in BBC One's popular domestic sitcom Terry and June with June Whitfield. Life and career. Scott was born and brought up in Watford, Hertfordshire, and educated at Watford Field Junior School and Watford Grammar School for Boys. He was the youngest of 3 children, and the only surviving son after his brother Aubrey died when Scott was 6. After national service in the Navy, at the end of World War II, he briefly studied accounting. Spells on the radio on shows like Workers' Playtime were followed by appearances on TV, and he got an opportunity in farce when he joined the Whitehall Theatre Company. With Bill Maynard he appeared at Butlin's holiday camp in Skegness, Lincolnshire, and partnered him in the TV series Great Scott, It's Maynard. During the early 1960s, he became well known to television audiences for his role alongside Hugh Lloyd in Hugh and I. Scott later appeared with Lloyd as gnomes in the 1969 sitcom The Gnomes of Dulwich. Scott's novelty record My Brother was based on a schoolboy character, and it received regular airplay on BBC Radio for many years. In the 1970s, he had a memorable role in TV commercials for a chocolate-coated caramel bar called Curly Wurly, in which he again appeared dressed as a schoolboy, complete with short trousers and cap. Scott had played a small role in the very first of the Carry On series of films, Carry On Sergeant, in 1958. In 1968 he returned to the series with a role in Carry On Up the Khyber, playing main roles in 6 of the later films. Scott is best remembered for starring alongside June Whitfield in several series of the comedy Happy Ever After and its successor, Terry and June. They had first worked together making a series of the sketch show Scott On. They also featured in supporting roles together in the film version of Bless This House. From 1981 to 1992, Scott was the voice of Penfold the hamster in the animated series Danger Mouse. Scott suffered from ill health for many years. In 1979, he had a life-saving operation after a hemorrhage. He also suffered from creeping paralysis and had to wear a neck brace, even on television. When Terry and June was ended in 1987, Scott suffered a nervous breakdown. The attack was in part brought on by his public confession that he had had a series of affairs since his marriage to dancer Margaret Peddon in 1957. The couple had 4 daughters, Sarah, Nicola, Lindsay and Sally. Scott was also diagnosed with cancer in 1987. He died at the family home in Whitley near Godalming in Surrey, on July 26, 1994, aged 67 from the cancer he had suffered for 7 years. He said of his last illness, "I know it would be better to give up the booze, fags and birds, but life would be so boring, wouldn't it?" Selected films: Blue Murder at St. Trinian's, Carry On Sergeant, Too Many Crooks, The Bridle Path, I'm Alright Jack, and The Same to You, Nearly a Nasty Accident, The Night We Got the Bird, What a Whopper, Nothing Barred, Mary Had a Little. Father Came To. Murder Most Foul, Gonks Go Beat, Doctor in Clover, The Great Street Trinian's Train Robbery, Carry On Up the Khyber, Carry On Camping, Carry On Up the Jungle, Carry On Loving, Carry On Henry, Carry On Matron, Bless This House. References. External links: Terry Scott at the Internet Movie Database.